everyone. We're starting phase 2 of our cement log planter today, and phase 2 starts with pulling the sand out of the middle. Now I came out earlier to make sure everything was good and dry, and move it around on the base that it's on, just to make sure that everything was good, and we were able to do this today. So this is actually the second day, the day after. It's been drying now for about 24 hours. So let's get started taking the inside out. One of your fun tools is a good pair of scissors, and I tell you what, these things have been through it. So they're a great addition to your, I don't know what brand they are, but I'll definitely want another pair when these wear out. Doesn't look like that's going to be anytime soon. And this is some very strong duct tape as well. Gorilla Glue makes a good duct tape. But at least I didn't have to worry about it coming apart. Now, I have to tell you, yesterday was the first time I'd been out in the cement shop for a while, because I'm having a bit of problems with my right shoulder. And this can be rather strenuous work. So we may, after this is over, we may not do any cement for a little while. I do have some things to paint, and well, at least not anything this large. The shoulder needs a rest. Okay. Now what I've done is I've put an old sandbag down into a 5-gallon bucket, and I will put the sand back in it. It really doesn't matter if your sand gets wet. 9 times out of 10 you're going to want it wet anyway. Just try to keep it clean. And this is going to be a rather long process because I cannot pick this thing up. So I'll show you a little bit of what I'm doing as far as trying to get this out. And then I'll shut the camera off and finish it up, so you don't have to sit and watch me dip sand for an hour. I need something smaller. Alright, so this is what we're doing. This is going to take a little while because there's 50 pounds of sand in there, I would imagine. And when I get ready to take the plastic out, I'll come back. Alright, that took a little bit, and it's still got just a little bit of sand in it. I didn't want to leave any in there at all because of the way this thing's folded up, but and I was afraid I'd lose it. But there's still some in there, and I'm going to show you how easy, when you put the plastic in, how easy it is to take out. So we're just going to pull it away from the sides, because this plastic will not stick. Loose from the sides all the way to the bottom. And out it comes. Easy peasy. Alright. Set that aside. Now I want to show you the inside. This thing is still quite heavy. But if you can, let me turn around here so I can see whether I'm... Okay, the next part of phase 2. You need your handy dandy little magic marker. And another piece of the wiring that I used inside the form, for the form. Now I don't know if you can see this or not, but I've laid this across the top of the, or the bottom of the stump, and I've marked an outline on here of the bottom of it. I'm going to cut that out because we want to put as much reinforcement in the bottom as we have in the top. It's got wire that runs out into the roots that come off of it, and I'll put another piece of wire on top of the root when I start putting on the second layer. So, my handy dandy little tin snips. I see that my Lazy Susan didn't die completely under the weight of all that. Now you don't want to make it exactly the size of the bottom of the stump. So, you know, come to a little to the inside when you make your own. And these snips are just going to cut this out as I have it drawn. I'm going to save you some time and some video time, and I'm going to cut this out while you run and get another cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, welcome back. Let me move this up just a little bit, because I want you to see what I'm doing. I've got, remember the bag of cement that I set to the side yesterday when I proportioned everything out and mixed the sand and the cement together? Well, today I'm using that. And we're going to make the base for this tree stump. And all I did was add some water. That saved a lot of time. And yes, I have it mixed in the wheelbarrow again. That thing has come in handy. Somebody told me one day, said, "You have ruined that garden hoe and that wheelbarrow." Well, I figure if I'm using it for something useful, it's better than it just hanging in the garage, because I have no garden and I wouldn't use it for much of anything else. If I need to haul something in the wheelbarrow, I still can. Now what I want to do is I want to cover all of that piece of wood that I've got sitting underneath this plastic. See it there? And I want to try to get this, let me get it off of this turntable for the moment. I want to try to get this at least a ½ inch thick. Because what I don't need later, I can trim away. and use it for other things when I do. I want this kind of thick and stiff. Some of this will be trimmed away. I want to get it good and wet. I filled my water bottle back up. Smooth it down. This is going in the bottom of the planter, so I'm not worried about it being beautiful. If it's used for what it's supposed to be used for, it will be full of dirt anyway. Now, the next thing that I need to do is find something that will stretch down into the planter itself and put the hole in the bottom of it. I need a piece of pipe. I'm going to straighten this up, set it back up on my turntable because I will need the turntable later. Okay, now I'm going to go over and get the log, and I'll place it on top of this. But the first thing I want to do before I move it is spray it with water. I'll be right back. Well, the masking tape is not holding very well, but I think I can do this. No, I can't. It's part of my glove. Alright, let's back up and punt, as I like to say. Might as well take that off. As soon as it got wet, off it came. So that was not a very good idea. Now, alright, my short piece goes here. Oops. Something's not right. That's the back. Well, I know it's cut right because I had it stuck to the, unless I turned it upside down, which I bet I did. Yep. That's what I did. Okay. That means I've got to do a little more work. Alright, let's try this one more time. And one more time before I flip it over and put it on there. That's it. Wet it down. This thing's not light. So don't let anybody fool you. Keep around old pieces that broke just for times like these. So now all I'm doing is meshing the bottom and the top half together. Making sure that everything is going to stick the way I want it to. Alright. This stuff is just thick enough right now, stiff enough, that I'm going to cut away some of this extra. Pull it out of here. And that's where we are, guys. I'll show you what we've got at the when I end the day. Oh, something else before you go that I wanted to show you. Get my glove put back on. Is finding that center hole. So, my piece of pipe goes down inside. I may have to get up here where I can see what I'm doing. Oh, this ain't gonna be fun. Get a little height on me here. And just stick that pipe through the bottom. Hopefully, it will pull that center hole up, but it didn't. Well, you'll have to take my word for it. We got the center hole cleaned up. And I see my camera angle was wrong anyway. So, that's going to do it for right now. I'm going to shut the camera off. If I decide to do something different, I'll let you know. Turn the camera back on and we'll talk about it a little bit. Right now, I'm just going to finish up the edges some and we might call it a day.